Stu here with Raid Shadow Legends to go over the best rares of 2020. Still the best rares even a year later. There have been no other rares that have come out that I would say, okay, take the 6-star, fully man them, you're going to use them in game, you're still going to use them. These are rares that I use every single day, or that I can still use every single day. The ones that I feel that are the best in the game even now, and that you should only take to 60. Like, these are the only ones. I know you're going to tell me down below a whole bunch of other ones. You guys go ahead and tell me. The next video we'll do rares that are best for clan boss. So these really aren't going to use clan boss rares. But honorable mentions for good rares, of course, would be Kale, Frozen Banshee, Renegade at 50. You don't even need her at 60. And then we could also use Gnarlhorn. Gnarlhorn is a very, very good rare that you could take to 60 if you wanted to. But here we go. Let's get into the best rares that I believe are the only rares that you should ever focus on in this game. We've got Paintkeeper, we've got War Maiden, Apothecary, Cold Heart, and Bellower. To me, these are the only true rares in the game that you can still use it in-game 24/7 and for almost everything in the game out here. Again, we'll do another video on different ones for the clan boss, but right now we're just going to run through these guys. We're going to look at them as well in Fire Knight. We'll look at them in a Spider team. I just feel like there aren't any other rares that can really take the place of these rares right here. We have AoE decreased defense on a 3-turn cooldown. You can't beat that, even with some epics. It just doesn't come. And then we've got Cold Heart here. That is a rare that no other epics can even compete with. Even legendaries can't even compete with some of the things that Cold Heart do. Apothecary with a 3-turn to do that turn meter increase, that speed buff, as well as a 2-turn cooldown heal and a 3-hit on that A1. And then you've got Bellower, AoE on everything, all the debuffs. I've done videos on all these champions. They're all amazing. Paintkeeper is so good. They even nerfed Paintkeeper back in the day, but she is just too amazing not to have in my list of the best rares out there. And again, I did give an honorable mention to Renegade because I would use her. I still do use her. I would take her up to 50. You don't necessarily need to take her to 60. Gnarlhorn is also amazing for AoE provoke, and then he puts an unkillable buff on himself. A very good champion, especially for progression, something that you could still use it in-game if you wanted to. Even on the Spider boss, he's a little bit harder to put in there, but we're going to see Spider in a minute. So we took this team, right? We ran through here very quickly. We're going to run through on auto with Fire Knight too, but we're going to throw up some other images because we are at 2x speed. So this is a normal Fire Knight team that I run every single day. The one right above me. It's got Blind Seer, 2 Cold Hearts, and then a Stag Knight in it. But what we're running right now is War Maiden. We've got Apothecary, of course, the Paintkeeper, and we've got 2 Cold Hearts in here. And we can do it. We can do it with that team. But to be a really good, in-game team, you are still going to use those Cold Hearts. You could still use those Cold Hearts, of course, in Spider anywhere you want, which we'll see Spider in just a minute. So my main team, every single day, right above me that you just saw, still uses 2 Cold Hearts. And I used to use Paintkeeper back in the day. Here's a more, I guess a normal team without a legendary in there. I had Blind Seer before. Now above me is one with Apothecary, Seer, Stag Knight, and then the 2 Cold Hearts. So we're still using 3 of these rares in this team, and I used to run that team a lot, all the time. So it's a good team, and I used to run, instead of Stag Knight, we're running War Maiden. War Maiden is phenomenal. User, she could do damage too, so in game, if you moved into a faster speed build, and you weren't doing like the tanky or slower play, you could have her as your DPSer and your decreased defense, your AoE decreased defense. She is built to do that. War Maiden is great. All these champions are so good. Paintkeeper, you know how many Paintkeeper unkillable teams there are out there? So many. So right here we've got a Spider team. We're bringing in 4 of the rares we just saw. We're also going to bring in our Rosin Scarhide because you confuse him. Very good team to use on the Spider boss. Watch this play out. It's going to be very easy. We've got our Stun Bellower. Again, guides on all these. Just look down below, my champions guides. You'll see everybody. If you want to know how to build a Cold Heart, if you want to know how to build any of these guys, just watch my videos. And if you've been watching me over the last 6 months or last year or anything like that, you will know. You should know about all of these. But there they go. So they're just tearing it up. I mean, we're getting the debuffs we need. We're getting turn meter reductions. We even might get lucky with some turn meter reduction from our Rosin Scarhide, even though he's the weak affinity. That's why they're all attacking him. So it works out really well for us. He's got lifesteal gear on. Plenty of time. He buys us so much time that we can use our Cold Hearts, come back around 4 turns. We've got a slow speed up on the boss because we're using Bellower. It's not the big one, it's a smaller one, 15%. We've got speed increase from our Apothecary because we need 4 turns, right? We need 4 turns to come back around to our Heart Seekers from our Cold Hearts, and then we can kill the Spider and keep the turn meter down, which looks like it's going to be really close right now. We got the last one in. There it was. And then the clan boss, right? How many different clan boss builds do you know out there that have Paintkeeper in it? There are quite a few, actually. with Paintkeeper. And then we've got the one Maneater with Paintkeeper budget. We have the old school, I think it was Maneater, Paintkeeper, maybe 2 Maneaters in the Paintkeeper. And now we've got 2 Maneaters, Paintkeeper for the Bad Eater comp, which you're seeing right now. And as long as you have a Draco or somebody good that does decreased defense and weaken, then we can 1-kit. You know, most of the time we can 1-kit. There we go. We just made it. That's really good. 71 million. Now, as far as other rares that I would take to 60 and that I do have 60, of course, Kale. Kale is a phenomenal champion. You will use him. You want those poisons. You want that AoE, even in arena for progression. Kale is a monster. I'm sure you've heard that from time and time again, how good Kale is. And then we have Frozen Banshee in the Undead, another one that is so good to get through Dragon progression and for the Clan Boss. Just a phenomenal champion. And if you want to pair her, again, we're going to do a video on Clan Boss tomorrow, so we'll worry about talking about other champions that pair well with rares to go through the Clan Boss to get progression in there. And I did talk about Gnarlhorn here. Do not disregard this. If you're coming up in the game and you want AoE Provoke, and you've known about Molly Tankards or all the other top tier provokers, this guy on a 3-turn cooldown will provoke everybody out there. You only get lucky with 1 book here, and then he puts an unkillable buff on himself. I mean, that is his job. All he's going to do is provoke all the waves so you can make it to the boss, and then he's going to put unkillable on himself. Gnarlhorn, to me, is still a top tier to go with the other ones that I showed you. Then I think we have left is Renegade here. I'm not sure if I forgot any others. Please let me know down below. What do you think? Tell me, because I know you're going to tell me, Stu, you missed this, you missed that. I love this one. I love that. I get it, but I'm telling you, for in-game, for everything that I've played, from my experience, and I've played all those rares, you know that. You know I've leveled up most of those rares to 60. Even if I didn't do videos on them, I'm sure I have them at 60 in my vault right now, and I've used them. So to me, these are the best ones. Then we've got Renegade here, which is so good to lower the cooldown so you can do speed runs by 2 turns. And you only need to take her to 50 or so. That's all you would need to. Even at 4-star, you could use her sometimes if you have a fast enough and a good enough team. But really, I think 50 is a safe place to play her. And then if you do wind up using her all the time, then you can take her to 60 if you want to. But I don't think it's necessary. Let me know what are your thoughts down below. I'm sure there's some people out there that want to tell me that these other rares are so good. I know I've played them all, believe me. But go ahead and tell us. Tell us your thoughts. Tell us what rares really helped you out. But these are the ones. These are my votes for 2020, still the best rares in the game. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you all on a video soon.